Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Sunday, August 27th. The year is 2023. It's 5:06 p.m. here in the Arizona desert. So it's a cool Sunday, and the market's doing some cool things. So let's check out what's going on and see how Monday is lining up. We'll look at some alts that might be interesting for Monday. All right, let's rock. All right, boom. BitcoinDailyView.com, as always, got more for you there. And this week, I will get my little camera working again so that you guys can see me while I do these a little bit more animated. All right, it's the weekend, so this is not exactly accurate to the day, but DXY dollar strength index has been a rocket ship to Pluto recently here on the daily chart. It's above the 200 moving average, but the 314 moving average, very, very powerful. We'll see how it rocks. I mean, I would say, looking at the daily chart, if we fire up a ray here, maybe we are getting ready to, find a spot. Well, it's got quite a ways to go, but it's cruising. Let's see what happens. It's going to turn around when it turns around. We'll see. I mean, it is hitting a spot of previous that was a previous top, so we'll see if it bounces, if it retraces from there, maybe a little bit further up. But in general, dollar strength average, rocket ship to Pluto, very strong. And as that pumps, if it continues to pump this week, we'll definitely see some serious wreckage in the market, for cryptos probably and commodities. So S&P 500, well, it's not a weekday, so it doesn't really matter. We'll see how that guy opens. Gold should be accurate. It's a commodity. You guys trade all the time, right? Let's see. Yeah. So anyway, both gold really and silver, gold here on the left bottom, silver right bottom. We'll see what happens. These guys are, at a point where they could definitely dump. Gold's riding that 200 moving average on a daily. And the silver, as it made a break above the 200 moving average earlier this week. So we'll see what's going to happen. If dollar strength index rolls over a little bit, gold and silver probably in a prime spot to make a run. I still do think that gold at 24 could probably run right to 25 if it gets a chance. So we'll see how this week goes. We'll see how the market opens. But there you go. Looking at crypto trading volume, basically Bitcoin trading volume explicitly, last 24 hours coming in at 862 million. That is piffle. So people are not really trading this weekend. Look at the hourly chart here for Bitcoin. The market is just painfully sideways with a little bit of volatility, which has wiped some longs recently. But overall, the weekend is just cruising, not much really happening. Bitcoin we're on Binance, where the volume is, looking at a long versus short spread here, 69% long, 30% short, definitely a positive bias for long on Binance. All right, looking at spot trading pair volume, top 20 exchanges really are slightly on the up as far as, positive volume, but not much. I think they're kind of waiting to see how the market opens on Monday. I just call them kind of meh, not really positive, not really negative. Looking at Bitcoin, the top 100, Bitcoin is at 26,065. Wow. What if we get a little, I think we were at 25,000 a little earlier. We'll take a look at that. There was a wick. Definitely some big money taking out the, creating some liquidity for itself. Things are in the green today. DY, DX, whatever that is. And Thorchain, RUNE. Yes, Thor is doing quite well. And that's it. I'll mention those guys. Nothing else is very exciting there. Looking at Bitcoin here on the 45-minute chart, here's the thing. So, earlier today, we had a little bit of action. And Bitcoin was trending up. Got some purple candles by Sam. I thought, whoa, this is nice. Breaking that 45-minute 200 moving average. Thought, yeah. Then it dumped. Then it's been struggling to get back above that 200 moving average. We'll see what happens. Volume's pretty low. The chart's kind of trending on the way down, looking at the indicators. So we'll just see what happens. I think really it's all about Monday morning kind of. And if that DXY rolls over, like right here, if the DXY rolls over, then I think we'll definitely see Bitcoin do something. But right now, with a trending up DXY, I think that kind of gold and silver and Bitcoin are somewhat hammered right now. So Bitcoin, like I say, it's kind of a painful chart right now. It ain't nothing but sideways, and it's really testing at 200 at 314 here on the 45-minute chart. It is not exciting. So 4 hours, 4-hour chart. One in the 4-hour chart, you can see we're below the 200 moving average, and actually, yeah, 200 and the 314. And on this chart, here's what you're seeing. Squeeze indicator is beginning to roll over. DXY, it's been kind of it's closing towards the positive. We'll see what happens. ADX is trending down. Some volume coming in, but in general, it's just not an exciting chart. What I would say is watch for Monday. If DXY rolls over, we might see a BART pattern complete that challenges that 200 at 314 moving average on the 4-hour chart, and definitely might be a little bit of a rocket ship to Pluto. If I can actually draw what a rocket ship to Pluto kind of looks like, it kind of looks like this, and there's like Pluto up there. And this is Bitcoin, and it goes to Pluto like that. See, anyway, so we'll see what happens, but I think we need that DXY to roll over, and we'll see what happens. We can look also at the daily chart here for Bitcoin, and yeah, it looks about the same there. You can see there's the little rocket ship to Pluto if that happens. If we do close a positive, strong BART pattern, looking at here on the daily chart, I mean, it could happen. Dollar strength index rolls over, Bitcoin, boom, back on the daily, back in action. Look at that. After actually time traveling backwards for a moment as I just drew it. So anyway, there we go. You know, if you think about it, like earlier on the daily chart, you can see we had a massive, you know, BART pattern. And sometimes I call these like an inverse BART pattern, where you go up, then you go, of course, down, then you go back up. So it's kind of like, it really is sort of like the, you know, yin and yang thing here. And there you go, but it's sideways. So it's a sideways yin yang pattern. Anyway, I'm being totally ridiculous right now, but just saying, like, you know, you had a BART here. You definitely could have a BART completion. You know, I like that, a BART completing pattern, you know, a dual BART. Anyway, let's just see what happens. Let me fire up the real quick, the MACD here on the daily. MACD, this is a big one. Daily MACD is a very strong indicator, and I'm kind of waiting for to see that daily tangent start to turn positive. So here's a daily chart. I like what I'm seeing. The histogram's closing towards the positive, and look at that. The tangent of the MACD has turned positive. Look at that tangent right there, positive. So that's wonderful, and that's going to inspire some confidence in the market. So definitely, if we can at least get Bitcoin, actually, let's also look at the 2-hour chart. How's that looking? 2-hour MACD is very, very indicative of immediate price action for Bitcoin, and it's just now really kind of getting some positive vibes going. So I like what I'm seeing there. So if we can get Bitcoin here on the 45-minute chart, and you can even look at like an hourly chart if you want. I mean, that's probably a more common chart. I mean, next is ATR zone. And looking at that here on the daily, on the hourly chart, how's this looking? Pull some time in here. Hourly chart, I mean, squeeze indicator is kind of indecisive, but green indicator's not that great. But really, just watch for a nice strong break and test of that 200. I should say break up, come back, test, move up. If this hourly chart starts looking good, you know, 2-hour chart starts looking good. How far is that? Where'd it go? Yeah, oh, it's a long ways away. Anyway, guys, I'm a little bit tired here today. Been an awesome but long weekend. Yeah, you know, let's just look at time frames that are more a little bit manageable here. The hourly chart, really watch for a nice break on the hourly chart above that 200 moving average. It'll probably come back and test it, and then it'll probably just, you know, there's a little 200, break above, come back, test, and then start moving up. I think if that happens, the indicator's looking good, especially if the DXY rolls over, then I think definitely we might have an interesting week. But if we open in the DXY pumps, we'll definitely have your, you know, I don't even have limit orders in to catch any kind of a dump. It's just too sideways right now. So let's let the market open on Monday, and we'll see what happens. Looking at XRP, definitely it's an upwards channel. I think this is a 45-minute chart. I actually want to do the 45-minute chart here so I could show you somebody was definitely stop hunting XRP. Look at that. Boom, that wick. But the 200 moving average did hold here on the 45-minute chart. So I think that we're looking, pretty good there. So I like what I'm seeing here for XRP. Upwards channel. Indicators are kind of weak. That's mainly because Bitcoin's kind of weak, really. And we got to see what happens when we open the market in the morning. But ultimately, we kind of got an upwards channel rolling. So I'm going to, a 4-hour chart does show in a tight squeeze right now for the squeeze indicator. Let's see what happens, but definitely XRP is on. If we get a nice open on Monday to the market, DXY isn't too strong, definitely could see a visit back to the top of this channel, and I think that's definitely possible. RUNE, I pulled this one out because a while ago I was looking at this one, and at the time where the top of this Fibonacci sequence was the top of the chart. And I think it was like probably way back here. And I fired it up again. I opened the chart, and the Fibonacci sequence was still there. And as you can see, it just ran like crazy. Kind of forgot about it. But it's returned to a previous top. So it's definitely returned to where there's nice nice support and resistance in the chart. So you can see this is where the top was back here when I made this fib sequence. And there we go. So we'll see what happens there. We returned to, we kind of lost that top that we had before as this previous support and resistance, but we're moving up now. And RUNE has been doing good through this kind of somewhat volatile weekend. I like what I'm seeing there. That's kind of nice. Now, if we actually were to remember that spot, now let's just go. I don't want to go all the way to the top of this. How does that fit? Does that work well? Kind of. How about if I go here? That kind of works pretty well too. Let me find one that actually matches. This is hard. This wick is kind of throwing me off a little bit, but let's just. Maybe let's get here. Now I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to go here. I'm not going to do this wick. And that might be to my peril, but I do think looking at the 4-hour chart, we're here in the 0.5 fib level. I like what I'm seeing there. We need to challenge this 0.382. This fib sequence all kind of seems to fit in here. I like the energons here. So if we can get above 1.502 and start moving there like the 1.5, actually the 0.382 fib level. 0.5 is a good spot to bounce. So if we get above that 0.382 at a 1.502, definitely I'm going to put an alert in here. An alert 1.502. I'm going to say set alert. Add alert at 1.502. That's just 502, and I will I'll come look at it because definitely this is definitely a spot where it could continue to move back up. We just need to see or could begin moving up. I like the indicators that I'm seeing here. The squeeze indicator here on the 4-hour chart is moving towards the positive. Directional index is in the green. ADX is not really happy. A little bit of volume perked up recently. So we're seeing some energons here come in. I'm going to watch this one. I think RUNE may definitely have promise. Looking at the 45-minute chart, we are seeing. I like this. The more sets of these that you actually collect, the better. And so if you look at the candles by Sam, look at that 1, 2, 3, 4. Those usually are pretty damn wonderful things to actually stack up. So I like what I'm seeing here. I mean, ultimately, even now, you can definitely see an upwards channel. That's really nice. Let's just see what happens. So RUNE, I like what I'm seeing here. Let's look at the 45-minute chart indicators once again. Yeah, it's beginning to roll over on the squeeze indicator and the ADX, the squeeze indicator and the directional index. Volume is trending off a little bit, but let's watch this one. Definitely, it's going to find resistance here at the 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart, which as things roll will probably end up being like right at the. If I was to do, let me grab a forecast. So if we continue moving up, you're probably going to see that's like 3 or 4% in the top of the channel. And it's also probably going to find the it'll probably find the 200 moving average right about there at the time. So this guy could move up, and then if you got strong indicators and things are looking good, and you have a trailing take profit and you're in the green, this thing could really could definitely move. Let's go look at daily chart here, and we go to this. Oh, crazy indicators. Oh, stochastic RSI, by the way, on the 4-hour chart is definitely oversold, so expect a bit of a retrace. We go here. And next, all these indicators. Yeah, daily chart's wonderful. It's above the 200 moving average. I love it. I love it. Daily chart's looking strong. So definitely, this thing has run before. I mean, that's just pretty damn extreme. So looking at this guy here, woo. Let's just for fun. Let's just say that RUNE versus USDT got perky and started moving. Let's do like a array here. Let's just say it made like a previous high. Once again, let's look at the let's do a forecast. So and about, let's say it finds on the daily chart this 200 moving average bounce. Let's wait for some really strong, nice confirmed uptrends. Look at the way this guy stays perky. If it pumped again that hard, you could be looking in like, well, it's actually 117 days. It's a little bit of time there, but that's like 700%. So I mean, watch this one, because this is an interesting chart. This guy, if it ran to like previous highs, and it could even go further. So RUNE, this one's exciting. RUNE versus USDT. I like what I'm seeing. I really do. Let's just let this guy run and see what happens. Watch this one closely. Definitely a place to really start to get excited is the 45-minute chart. Let me nix the ATRs on it. I need to get that on my template. Turn that off. But a place to really start getting excited is here on the 45-minute chart. If RUNE versus USDT makes a break above that 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart in the 314 and starts moving up and creates a nice upwards channel with like a higher lows and higher highs. There you go. Right now, it honestly looks like it might need to roll over a little bit. Is this news here about RUNE? RUNE beyond swaps. Thorchain introduces a new lending protocol. Oh, let's watch RUNE this week. And the trick is, where can you get RUNE? RUNE versus USDT, Binance, KuCoin, Bybit, Mexi. Mexi is a cool exchange. Geteo, it works. I like that exchange. It'd be a pain in the ass to get your money on and off, or off, if I remember correctly. But Geteo does work. Mexi's okay. KuCoin, solid. Binance, if you can use it, solid. I don't care what the SEC thinks about them. So KuCoin definitely is where I'll probably trade that one. I do wonder, if RUNE starts moving something, which I think is kind of exciting, we RUNE versus BTC. So it's actually, let me leave this chart up here so my indicators keep working. I'm going to say, RUNE versus BTC on Binance. Okay, I'll save us some time and just say that RUNE versus BTC looks a lot like RUNE versus USDT. Yeah, these guys look very, very similar. So the thing which kind of excites me is if RUNE started running and Bitcoin continued this monotonous sideways crap, that'd be a nice way to make some Bitcoin sats. So I might do, we'll see how Monday opens. I'm going to keep an eye on this thing. Let's look at a 15-minute chart because I'm getting kind of excited. So I'm starting to think like a crypto trader. And I'm looking at ridiculous frigging time candle lengths to make trade decisions. Look at that 15-minute chart. I like what I'm seeing. Let's just watch this sucker for an explosion on Monday, okay? Because look at that upwards channel, breaking the 200, breaking the 314, testing the 314, coming back, and still moving. And what do we got going on here? Higher low or lower high? Or here's a low, lower high. Here's a higher high. Here's a higher high. What's it gonna do? You know what I'm saying? This is an exciting chart. It's looking interesting. I don't know why it's cranking up. Well, actually, I guess we did see that there was this news about it. How that actually plays out, I don't know. But the chart tells me that maybe RUNE beyond swaps, Thorchain introduces new lending protocol. Tell you what, this could be like some seriously cool stuff, man. So RUNE versus USDT versus BTC. This could be the Lambo trade of the week. Anyway, everybody, thank you for being an optimist about the future of humanity. Crypto is definitely a part of that, especially Bitcoin. Maybe this week RUNE. Maybe we'll all make 700% in like 100 days. That would be just wonderful. 3 months, 700%. I'll take it. So let's be watching that thing. Speculative asset right now. It's definitely a risky chart to get into, but I like what I'm seeing. So anyway, guys, take care. I will see you guys either tomorrow morning or probably most likely tomorrow around 11 or 11:30 Mountain Standard Time. Always feel free to, honestly, I'll mention it here. You can I'm not going to, I'll figure a way to make it easy to contact me if you ever want to ask about a particular coin. If you're on blockchain education, just ping me there on the chat, or ping me on the comment section of the Bitcoin Daily View, which is Craig Simpson YouTube. Hit me there in the comment section, and I will I'll chart anything that you'd like me to look at. Anyway, guys, take care, and I'll see you next week. It's gonna be a good week. RUNE 700% in 100 days. No, 700% in 100 days. I see it happening. Well, not financial advice, total speculation. Take care.